I had too much damn caffeine today, bro. My jaw literally hurts right now. Just from biting down. It's nuts. I gotta stop drinking that shit. But let's get straight into this video. This is gonna be a great video. These are all things a narcissist will do to specifically try to take your soul, because they ain't got one, and at least not a healthy one, if they even got one at all. So looking back, this kind of shit happened to me with people. Every one of these things, people attempted to do it, and then I got to a point where I literally narked the narc. And what I mean by that is, when they try to do these things to me, I literally call them out and let them know what they're doing. And they know that I know what they're doing. And they literally, like, submit to the fact that they can't get me, if that makes sense. We'll start with the number one sign, and that is they desperately want something from you. If you are involved with a person and they desperately want something from you, like they're trying to push it on you, they're trying to push something on you that you don't want, that's a good sign that they're trying to take your soul. I don't know what their intentions are. We don't know that much. It depends on what they're doing, but they are putting on one of things on you. They're trying to get something from you desperately, and you don't want it. You don't want it because you kind of know what they're doing. You might not know for sure what they're doing, but you have an idea of what they kind of, they're trying to steal something from you. They want to make it look like they're not doing that, but they're doing that because you might have something that they lack, that they just don't have. And if you have that thing, they're going to desperately want something from you. You have a lot more than what they have, and they desperately want that thing out of you. Narcissists lie all the time to other people. I know a lot of narc females who do this to a lot of guys. They lie to so many guys to get certain things from them. They act like they care, they act like this, they act like that. They completely mess them up. It is narc 101 behavior. It's unacceptable, but it happens all the time. So, if you guys ever feel like someone is desperately trying to get something from you, or something's weird about it, there's a vibe that is just off with the person that is trying to get a hold of you, that is trying to do something to you to get something from you, and you're not on board with it. You just don't want to. Like, that is one sign that a narc is trying to take your soul. And it could be in any kind of situation. Who knows? But these things have happened to me before, and I'm just too wise now to just, like, it's just the person I am today. You can't get me in those positions. Like, I'm good. I'm good. I know my value. I know who I am. I know what I'm doing. And that's it. So, the second sign is an obvious one. And that is if they gaslight you. For example, you could be with a friend, you could be with somebody, and something random. There's not even a Chick-fil-A where I come from, but let's say Chick-fil-A, because you guys probably have a Chick-fil-A. Let's say, hey bro, let's go to Chick-fil-A today. Let's go eat at Chick-fil-A. He's like, all right, let's go. Then you make the plan to go. You get in the car, you go. You start driving, you're almost there, you pull in. And let's say he's like, what are you doing? I don't want to go here. Where are you going? We're going to Chick-fil-A. I don't want to go to Chick-fil-A. What are you talking about? I never said we're going to Chick-fil-A. And you're just like, what? Like, we just agreed to go to Chick-fil-A. I didn't say that. That is a perfect example of what they do when they gaslight you. They try to drive you nuts. If they can put this type of abuse on you and you can actually believe in what they're saying and not yourself, they will drive you nuts. They will take your soul. Like, it's all part of the process. And these things are very triggering if you're not experienced. It really is. It will get to you. It will make you feel crazy. But if you're smart enough, you will know how effed up they actually are. So, you can't let these people defeat you. You can't let these people make you feel crazy. You can't let these people get around you to the point where they can actually harm you. Like, that's the whole point of these videos. That's the whole point of putting out information like this. This is information I've never had whenever I was younger. This is information I never even knew existed. I didn't even know these people exist, bro. Like, until things happened to me and I went through certain situations, and even then I didn't even know what it was. I landed on these kind of topics like in 2019, and it opened my eyes. I'm like, wow, like, that's what happened to me, and it all made sense. And ever since then, I could break things down really well when it comes to narcs, because I got narked hard. Big learning experience. And sign number 3 that you are being taken advantage of, that your soul is being taken by a narc, or at least they're trying to, is if they just do something fucking crazy. Like, it literally could be anything. They just do ridiculous things. They do things that leave an impact on your soul. That's what takes it. They want to take a piece of you, whether it's good, whether it's bad. They could do insane things that, like, get you very attached to them. They could do insane things that things that you'll never forget, and it, like, takes a piece of your soul. They do insane things. They could, let's say if you had a girlfriend or something like that and she was a narc. Let's say she slept with your best friend. She did something in front of you. Maybe not this in front of you, but she did it to the point where she knew you were going to find out. Or she just did something completely insane, like along these lines. Because she knew how much it would hurt you, because she's not attached to you. She just faked being attached to you. Or he just faked being attached to you, and they did these things because they don't care about causing that much harm to somebody else's life that is actually attached to them. It's such a powerful thing they can do. But if you're awakened to this stuff, it is not going to have that kind of an effect over you. It just won't. But if you don't know what's going on, they will take your soul. I've had mine taken before, but I was fortunate enough to get it back through a lot of hard work. And when you get your soul back, when you get your full self back, because that's what it is. When you kind of lose yourself in life sometimes, which almost everybody does at one point, like one way or another, it's very normal to lose your soul, but it like comes back. You come back to who you are after figuring things out and stuff like that. You have to be smart enough to get it back. You have to be hardworking enough, determined enough, and just intelligent enough in general to get yourself back to who you really were before all the craziness happened. If you don't, you're in for a rude awakening. You're in for a crazy time. You have to be smart about this kind of stuff. The main thing in life is to know others and know yourself. Master yourself. If you can master yourself, you can master others. Because most people in the world do not work on themselves. If you master yourself, you're ahead of the pack. you're ahead of damn near everybody. You are in a such small percentage of people in the world. It's just the way it is. That's what hard work does. Look at the small percentage of people that play professional sports. They work their asses off. There are a small percentage of people that are involved in that kind of stuff. Doctors, small percentage of people in the world are doctors. Very small. And this kind of leads to the last one as well. They will get you attached to them. And it's something that is going to damn near kill you if you let them. If you get attached to the narc, they will damn near kill you. They have that kind of power over you, bro. It goes attachment and then ghost. That's the final blow. Because once you're attached, like I said, you're done. Because now all the fun and games start in their world. All the torture, all the misery, all the bad times. They do their best to get you attached. When they know they got you, when they know you like them that much that you don't want to live without them, you want them badly in your life, in their life, like, that's a wrap. You're done. There's no going back. So what they will do to take your soul is get you attached. The whole time they're playing you. The whole time they put on an Oscar performance and they got you attached. And then they ghost. I've been there. It happened to me multiple times by the same fucking person. And I learned my lesson. So it's the attachment and then it's the ghost. It's the attachment, it's all the torture. They put you through the ringer and then they ghost you. They leave you for dead. They got your soul because now you don't feel right. It's not even all the time that they like take your soul. That's just kind of like a term. But like, they make you messed up. They throw you off. You don't feel like yourself anymore. You feel broken down because it's what they do. They slowly break you down. They build you up to the top, to the top, to the top. They make you feel the best you ever felt in your life. And they drop you like this. And then they're gone. And it's exactly what the fuck they do. And if you've never been through it, you wouldn't know. If you've been through it, you already know. You already know what it's like. And you have some kind of an advantage if you've been through it and you've overcome it. You have an advantage now because you know the signs. You know their game. You know what they do. A narc's game is the same game they play with everybody else. There might be tiny little differences, but you're going to know. If it happened to you before and it happened to you so many times that you learned it to a T, they can't get you anymore. I've had experiences with females after stuff like that happened. And I believe if I wasn't so aware, things could have been a lot worse in the endings of the situations I was in. If these things wouldn't have happened to me already and I wouldn't have learned. But it had such a small effect. Like, after the stuff I went through and then had other experiences with other people, it had such a small effect to the point where it was like nothing. Like, you're used to that. You're used to things going wrong. You're used to worst case scenarios. So you can never really get that affected ever again. You can only get so affected by stuff like that. And when you learn it, you learn it. You become a lot safer. You become a lot more aware. If it happens, you're not surprised. But when it never happened before, you're very shocked. Because you were probably loved your whole life. And when something like that happens, it's nothing you ever saw in your life. Some person with a lot of trauma faked the funk and got you to be in their life and destroyed you. No one probably ever done something like that to you before in your life. This is what happened to me. Never saw it before. It felt real. It felt real. I mean, if it never happened, why wouldn't you believe? Let's say if you're a dog and some man in a truck, or let's say some man in like a Jeep or something is in the back of his hatch. He opens it. He's in the back with a bunch of treats. And he puts his hand out to give the dog treats, and it jumps up into the hatch. Right? The dog tastes the treats, it goes off. If that's what the dog saw its whole life, and then all of a sudden some other man, some random man pulls up in a Jeep, opens up his Jeep, has a bunch of treats, and the dog goes and it jumps in and he closes the thing and he kidnaps the dog. It's the same thing. The dog, that's all the dog saw in its life. It's going to jump in the Jeep. It's going to believe that it's a good thing. It's going to believe it's going to get some treats. But it's going to get kidnapped. You see what I'm saying here? It's the same thing. Like, I never went through something like that in my life, so I never knew something like that could actually happen. I figured if things were going to go bad, it'd be much more raw and blunt and just like overt, not so covert, not so hidden. But that's why they call it covert and overt, because the covert narcs can hide it. The covert narcs can get you in their web, and then you're done at that point. And honestly, I'm being passionate in this video about this, but I really don't care to this day about this stuff. Like, I'm really just being passionate and teaching you guys about this stuff. It's funny to me now because they are such jokes. That's the thing. I could literally laugh every word I'm saying in this video. They are such jokes to me now. They are literally nothings. Like, they're the most pathetic things walking the face of this planet. And I just can't respect them because of how they go about things. They're not honest. If they were to be honest and say, yeah, I have all these issues and these troubles and stuff, you can respect that. They're being vulnerable. They're not trying to hurt you. But instead, they hide all the stuff. They want to act all normal and stuff like this, and all of a sudden, you're killed. They got you in over your head, and they took complete advantage of you, and they don't care. It's what they're looking to do. So it's up to everybody to realize this and discard these people at all costs. If not, they will take your soul. I'm telling you guys now, they will take your soul.